This is part 2 of daily habits to prevent depression during stressful times, and especially right now with COVID-19 and our current pandemic. These are things that you can do right now at home without medication, and these will really help you through these stressful times. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Dr. Janine Bowering, best-selling author, TV personality, researcher, naturopathic doctor, and mother of 5 children. Yes, 5. So please make sure you stay tuned right into the end of the video. I have a fantastic challenge in this episode that you can all do, and I can't wait to see your feedback on what's coming up and when you start to do this challenge. So daily habits to prevent depression, certainly during stressful times, and COVID-19 being one of the most stressful times that I've endured in my lifetime. You know, just imagine if you could start feeling better today and to lift yourself out of the way that you're feeling and doing it in a natural way. So tip number 7, getting to this now, is get the probiotics that you need. It's so important that we have that good microflora in the gut, and there are certain foods that help to give us those good microorganisms or the probiotics, the friendly flora. One of those foods that I love is yogurt. So yogurt, make sure it's a high quality yogurt that has some active live cultures in it. And I love Greek yogurt. I love the texture and the taste and the flavor of Greek yogurt, so this is one of my favorites. Also fermented foods, so things like kimchi and sauerkraut. Again, I don't think we eat enough of these, and at the beginning it may be a bit of an acquired taste if you're not used to that sort of sour taste, but these are fantastic foods to help to ensure that healthy microbiome. Research has actually shown that certain strains of probiotics, Acidophilus, Bifidus, and Bifidobacterium longum, help to increase something called BDNF, and BDNF is really, one of those brain chemicals that's very supportive to a healthy mood, and a lack of BDNF has been related to things like autism and Alzheimer's disease as well as depression. So really important that we keep our BDNF levels up there, and these are some of the ways to do it. Also, tip number 8 is ensuring that we have enough DHA, so docosahexaenoic acid from fish, so fatty cold water fish. And what this does, the DHA helps to also improve our BDNF levels. So that's important for our brain chemical, but DHA is also important for our circadian rhythms. And again, that relationship between the sun and our circadian rhythms, we need that DHA to turn that light energy into that electron, transport through our mitochondrial membranes, which is important for our overall circadian rhythm, but for also the production of energy in our cells and in our mitochondria. So foods like salmon is fantastic. Sardines are also great source of DHA. Oysters are also very healthy. So whatever you can do to get more DHA into your body is important. If you're concerned about mercury and some of the toxicity in fish, or you don't like fish, there are certainly supplements that you can take, and that's one of the things that I take every single day, usually in the morning, to help with that circadian rhythm, and my vitamin D3 absorption is to take my DHA supplement, which again, this one is not fishy. We will leave some links below to let you know what I personally take myself. Tip number 9, another daily habit to prevent depression during stressful times, is to take a vitamin D3 supplement. So certainly natural sunlight is the best way to go, and combining natural sunlight with taking a supplement, and foods that are higher in D3, which are typically, again, the seafoods, but you want to ensure that you're getting enough vitamin D. So make sure you check out my other full episode on the benefits of vitamin D, but also ensure that you get your blood levels checked of your vitamin D so that you know what your status is, so that you can safely increase your vitamin D3 status, and doing that naturally. And tip number 10 is watch the sugar in your diet. So certainly in times of stress, sometimes we may gravitate towards all the wrong foods, and sugar addiction is a thing, and the dopamine levels in our brain that are altered when we eat sugary things and we get that reward. That's the reward center of our brain gets lit up in the amygdala. Again, I have a whole 1-hour show on sugar addiction, so make sure you check that out on YouTube as well, because it's very enlightening. You know, it's one thing to know that you like sweets, but to know that you're actually addicted to sugar. I share some great tips in that video as to how to alleviate that sugar addiction. Tip number 11 is to exercise. So exercise is super important when we're talking about increasing our BDNF, and this is something that helps with our overall mood, we know, and it's important because in terms of what the research shows us, that exercise and of moderate intensity for 40 minutes or more, 40 minutes they found was better than 20 minutes, but it helps with our BDNF levels. Also, we know that when we exercise, it helps with our beta endorphins, which are opioids, to help us to feel good during our exercise and after exercise as well. Also, exercise helps to increase our endocannabinoids, and this is important again with an increase in exercise after 20 minutes. Our endocannabinoids levels increase, so that's important. And also, when we exercise, it decreases the risk of something called kynurenine, and kynurenine, it can potentially become something called quinolinic acid, and this is not what we want. That is a neurotoxic chemical. That's not what we want. We want our tryptophan to be converted to serotonin, and exercise is one of those things that ensures that that tryptophan goes to serotonin and not to kynurenine. And tip number 12. Now, this is the challenge. I'm glad that you stayed tuned right until this portion of the video. So earlier today, when I had my live full-hour show on depression and the gut reaction and connection with depression, I actually did the challenge, and this is an cold face dunk ice challenge, and we're going to throw to that in just a second, but this is something that I want you to implement into your own life, especially if you have anxiety, if you have depression and you're suffering. This is something that you can do at home in the morning. Is great. You're going to hold your breath as long as you can while dunking your entire face into some ice cold water. So let's check this out. Here we have some cold water. So remember, I talked a little bit about cold adaptation. So the colder you can get, the better it is for your brain and for your anxiety and for your stress. So this, yes, is cold water that has just come out of the fridge. And my helpers here at the Dr. Janine show, they're like, are you going to do that? Are you really going to do that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So everybody's excited for Dr. Janine to dunk her face. So this is a cold face dunk challenge. Yes, it is. And I want all of you, everybody who's watching, you're going to join this challenge. I want you to take a picture of yourself or have a friend. It might be difficult to do. I was trying to figure out how I would do a selfie of myself doing this, but it is possible. I'm terrible at selfies, but if you have a friend who can take a picture of you doing this, and what I want you to realize is that by doing and by dunking your face in cold water, and this is an on-the-spot treatment if you are having an anxiety or panic attack, you're going to quickly go and get your ice. So always have ice ready. You're going to fill up a bowl. You can fill up your sink in your bathroom. I don't care where you do it. You're going to fill up a vessel that can hold some cold water. You're going to get it as cold as possible, and you're going to put your ice to really maximize the benefits of this cold dunk. And I want you to send me a picture or a video of you doing this, because this is fun, and this is gonna be the next best thing, because to be honest, with everything that's going on in the world, we all need something that we can do that will help us. And there actually is a study that's done. So let me just grab the study really quickly if you don't believe me. The study that indicates that the cold water face immersion helps to decrease our blood pressure, so that's important. And we know that stress and high blood pressure are definitely correlated. So by exposing ourselves to cold, and this is specifically our face in cold water, not only I've heard from a very wise old woman that this is fantastic for our eyes as well. So for our vision, super important, but also this is a beauty trick. So in order to help with our aging process and the longevity and, you know, not wanting to develop wrinkles and things, this is fantastic as well. So everybody ready? I'm gonna pull my hair back. Oh, more shout outs. Hi Nancy, Ricky, Sabrina, and Circassian. Hello, thank you for tuning in. I'm so glad that you're here, that you're watching this part. Okay, so what all you do is you're gonna get your vessel ready, cold water. You're gonna dunk your face. So yes, you're holding your breath. You're gonna dunk your face for as long as possible. You can time it and hope to increase your times, and you can do it multiple times. I'm just gonna do it the one time, and I'm gonna see how long I can hold my breath. So everybody ready? I'm kind of excited about this, kind of nervous. That has anything to do this too. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay! I could have gone longer, guys. All those Wim Hof people. How do I look? I'm good? Okay, great. So if you practice your breath holding anyways, as I do, which I love, oh my goodness, that's so invigorating. Now, ideally, what I would do, but for the sake of time, we're finished for the show, I would go back and do it again. But I'm telling you, it feels amazing. So as you can see, I held my breath as long as I could. All those Wim Hof lovers, if you do cold adaptation and maybe you're not ready for the full body ice dunks, this is a great way to ease your way into it, but really goes a long way in terms of your overall mood, helping to combat depression and helps with circulation as well. So the research actually shows that by doing that cold dunk, it actually helps to decrease your blood pressure levels as well. So added benefits of doing this cold water dunking. So today I shared some great tips on how to prevent depression during stressful times. I want you to check out my part 1 video of this series so that you also get the first tips, so tip 1 to 6, and this was tip 7 to 12 on how to help yourself. If this helped you to learn something new, give me a big thumbs up. Also share this video with some people who you think will be helped by this information and get them in on that face dunk challenge as well. Also hit that subscribe button so you always get my newest and latest uploads, and click that bell so you always get the notification that we are uploading a new content. Remember to take care of your good health and do it naturally. Thank you for joining me today.